Welcome back to the program. Glad you're with us. Our good friend Sax Car Rental, saxcarrental.com. Use the discount code SOC. They'll give you 10% off and take excellent care of you. Rendezvous Lounge breakfast is going on the Plaza Port Kupkoi. Steak and eggs in the skillet this morning. Super yummy stuff. Super yummy stuff. Best breakfast of the week, if you ask me. If you would like to join us for the official St. Martin Heineken Regatta Radio Experience, we'll give you an exclusive front row seat aboard Boomerang, our Regatta Radio broadcast boat this year. It's $200 a person. We're only taking 12 paid guests. You'll be part of the live broadcast, be part of the behind-the-scenes live studio audience for Regatta Radio for the 45th St. Martin Heineken Regatta. Includes a gourmet lunch and open bar. You're coming, think about it like this. You got to be on board by 8:30 in the morning, and we're going to stay out in the water until it's all done all day long, and you're going to be, part of it. Just think of it like coming to a Regatta Radio cocktail party in private, and you get to watch all of the great stuff that's happening. So go to Boomerang. SXM.com, click on radio experience. There's a pop-up that comes up. You can click on the radio experience or the spectator experience. And if you want to be on the Regatta Radio one, click on the one that says radio experience. You'll be with Carrie and I, part of the live behind the scenes. You'll be our live studio audience for Regatta Radio for the 45th St. Martin Heineken Regatta. Regatta Radio is brought to you by our good friends at Budget Marine. It is Thursday. Martha is in from out and about. Good morning, my dear. You have your Daily Herald shirt on. I see.
Out and about on the back.
I love it. I love it.
Ooh,
Very,
yeah.
very good stuff. It'll turn around so everybody can see on the camera. There you go. Perfect. Paul, are you watching? Paul, are you watching from the Herald? Did you see? She's got the shirt on.
Got the shirt on. Oh, I'd love to hear about that Regatta Radio experience thing,
Yeah.
because I've been on the broadcast boats with you before, but
Yeah.
never on Boomerang, which has got to be very comfortable.
Well, so we used this particular boat before it was Boomerang. It used to be Spaliga 2 a million moons ago. Remember that picture of Dad and I sitting there was taken, but it's got to be 10 years ago. And we've used this boat before, and the opportunity presented itself where Steph and the entire gang at Boomerang really wanted to get back involved with us. And this is the perfect broadcast boat. It's a little big. We can't fit under the bridge, so we got to go around. But it's fast, it's comfortable, it's dry, and there's a space for everybody to kind of spread out. So we've got the room that we're going to take 12 guests with us.
But you mean around? Like, do you mean just getting picked up at the police station area around, or you're going to have to go through the Marigot Bridge and come around?
It means when I say go around, we can't come through the bridge when the bridge is down.
When the bridge is down.
Right.
But
So
a
we have
lot
to
of
go,
times you're queued when the bridge goes up because all the sailboats have to go out.
But that's not the point.
Yeah,
Remember,
yeah,
I have to be able to get from one side of the island
True.
to the other side of it fast before the sailboats get there, right? So we're going to have to go around. We're going to stay outside.
Oh, okay. Well,
But
that's a nice ride.
We've done that before, so it all
I think
works.
the boats are going and they're doing like that longer trip towards Anguilla again this year.
Well, we won't know. I mean, there's no.
There's no race pattern yet. Something.
Well, there are no courses that have been published yet.
Yes.
And the actual courses, get the preliminary courses are typically published the night before,
Okay.
and then
Depending weather. Or
well,
something.
then weather and wind play into that, and then the final courses will be published at the committee boat at Start Boat. So that you just generally speaking, right? We tend to go around the island on Friday. That's the traditional day to go for the around the island race. But once again, that could change depending on weather conditions.
Yeah.
When race committee looks at how things will look.
Well,
over
because
the
I
course
was
of
thinking about writing an article on where the best places to go to be a spectator are, and I thought about it, and there's a lot of beach bars and places that, of course, you can sit and enjoy.
Well, I'll give you.
But I would prefer to do.
We'll come to this, right?
This. I would prefer it to tell somebody to do something like that because it's so much different when you're in the action.
Well, so here's the thing, right? You have to have your sea legs. If you
yeah.
don't have your sea legs, this is a long day.
It's a long day.
And if you get at all remotely seasick, it will be a miserable experience if you don't have your sea legs, because once we're out, we're out. Our job on the broadcast, on the
Yeah.
from the Regatta Radio side, is
Yeah.
this is not your typical
Yeah.
charter to go and watch. This is not your typical spectator
Yeah.
experience. You are kind of with us to be part of the
Yes,
broadcast.
yes. I
So
understand.
this is the first time we've done this with actual paying guests, to try and make this into a little bit of a live studio audience type of approach.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see how it plays out.
And with more of a catamaran style boat, you don't necessarily need as much sea legs as if one year I was on a little tiny speedboat, I
Doesn't
think,
matter.
with you.
Doesn't matter. You need if you're going to be if you're going to be out there, because
Choppy, windy.
we're sitting at the start boat, kind of calling the starts and looking down the start line,
Yeah,
and you're rocking and rolling, and
that's true.
that's enough to put anybody who is not doesn't have this experience, doesn't have the sea legs.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
enough to make you a little nutty. When you're underway, not so bad, but it's important that we'd love to have you, by the way.
Yeah.
Of course, boomerangsxm.com. Click on the Regatta Experience. We have 12 passengers a day that we will take. It's $200. We'll get you gourmet lunch and open bar and handshake and cocktails
Wow.
aboard.
And it's
So,
basically front row seats.
yeah, you won't get better
More
seats than
yeah,
this.
I know that. Yeah.
And so that's super fun, and we're looking forward to it. And so listen, it kills me now on Thursday morning when I come to work and I get my Daily Herald
Yeah.
in the mailbox. I don't even look
Oh, yeah.
at Out and About now, because I don't even want to look at it until you come in, because I don't want to talk about what's there,
Yeah.
because I know Martha is coming. So what's in Out and About this week? Is my picture there this week? Hopefully not.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's one of the main features, right? Is the pictures from the
I g-
previous week or weekend.
I usually
So
go and look to see if I'm there. If I'm not, it's okay.
We
So-
had we got a pretty picture of a couple of local girls here with the, VD,
Oh,
night out, which is now in the past. But
thank God.
we celebrate the past week when we have the
VD,
pictures here.
Valentine's Day.
But
Ugh.
also there was a fabulous. It looks like there was a wild I think it was at Hupple the pub, but there was like a drag queen, maybe sex quiz or something.
Oh,
But you get a couple of pictures of some drag queens in there too, which we don't normally have in our
I-
newspaper, right?
or on St. Martin that we normally see. I missed it. Phew.
And then there was this wild Bollywood party where more of that Indian community came out to Soggy Dollar to see the
Awesome.
DJs and the drummer on the dole drum performing at Soggy Dollar, which was just a different crowd to see out and about too. And it was a full house, so it was a success, which is great because you don't think about doing. Most people are going out to dinners and stuff like that on that weekend. But yeah, here's the other drag queen. Funny. So yeah.
So what else happened in Out and About this week?
Um,
Flip the page.
that was
Flip the
yeah.
See, I
in-
haven't
in-
looked yet. I'm reading it
in-
upside
on-
down. Flip the damn page.
That was like last week, but then basically we have in the upcoming
Mm-hmm.
news, we did cover a hot seat with Jacob from Orange Grove.
Go by from OG.
Yeah,
What a great guy. People don't realize how accomplished he is as a musician.
yeah. During
Grammy-nominated,
my
huh?
interview, and then I asked, because I know he's he goes and plays with other bands sometimes.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking like other local bands because he's in that one other band here on the island, other than Orange Grove. But then he sent me. He said almost too many to mention. But he's worked with like Prodigy, Queens of the Stone Age, Snoop Dogg, like Chemical Brothers. I mean, the list goes on and on. So if you pick up the hot seat, you can see that he's quite accomplished. He's been able to meet a lot of people and do a lot of things. So it's quite incredible because he's also just kind of a quiet,
He's just a
nice guy.
Well, he's a classically trained musician, and he knows all the production side of it too, right? He's also a music engineer, so he knows how to put it all together.
Yeah.
And Jacob is just a super nice guy. He's become a great friend over the years. Nothing but respect for him.
And some people,
from the bottom of my heart,
they
yeah.
know music and they know notes, but then they don't know sound or something, or like the
Yeah, he
engineer side of it.
He knows it all.
Nowadays, you have to know it all. Yeah.
And what a great musician. Although getting him to sing is often challenging. Once in a while, you get him to sing He'll sing backup.
Backup, I think.
But
I do have a
but
picture of him singing in
but
here,
yeah,
but
but
it might
but
be more backup. Yeah.
yeah, but once in a while you can convince him
Oh,
to
really?
actually sing.
Huh.
Sorry, Koba. Sorry, brother. 544-3377 if you'd like to defend yourself. I'm teasing you.
And then we just get into, what's going to be happening in the future, which is then we go back to Regatta again, which they've made the announcements of their green zones. But we were just talking, and we got
Yeah, so
some.
so you have you have it upside down,
Yeah.
so I can't see it from here.
No,
But
yeah.
so
But we
of
were
course,
talking about BB Bad is going to be someplace.
yeah. So of course, Friday, March 6th, which is my birthday, by the way. March 6th will be Nowhere Special. March 7th, Bikini Beach out on the French side. March 8th, which is Saturday night, is over at Lotus Nightclub.
Okay.
And then on Sunday, March 9th, the final day of the St. Martin Heineken Regatta, up at the Rainforest Adventures. So those are all of the green zones, and for the 45th St. Martin Heineken Regatta, going to be always a lot of fun. And listen, if you can't be on the water to watch it and you want to be up high, Rainforest Adventures has got to be a great place to see everything, all the activity.
Oh.
You think about it, it's in the afternoon, right? So you get to see.
Oh, yeah, you're right. This is at 3 p.m.
3 in the
So
afternoon.
you could essentially go up there just at 3 p.m. and still see some of the action from.
Well,
far away, in a
I
way.
suspect on a Sunday afternoon by 3 o'clock, most of the racing is already done.
Yeah, it's kind of wrapping up.
You might actually, if you look back the Simpson Bay way, you'll have a good view of the bridge and all the boats coming in on that 3 o'clock bridge.
Well, and that's when I was thinking about best venues. If you can't somehow get onto a spectator boat, we do have other places you can watch. But really, the number one place is Simpson Bay Yacht Club for the bridge.
The St. Martin Yacht Club for
St.
sure.
Martin.
So I'll give people a few different things. First of all, you can go to HeinekenRegatta.com
Okay.
and find out about the official spectator boat, which is different than we're doing with Boomerang. There's an official spectator boat
Spirit of St. Martin is
that's
doing one. That's a separate one.
Yeah, that's a whole different one. There's an official spectator boat with commentary on board that is through Regatta.
Okay.
So that's an option. Boomerang, they're running a spectator option as well as the Regatta radio option. I know Spirit of St. Martin is doing something as well.
Sometimes Billy Bones.
Billy Bones
sometimes.
Bones was also our Regatta radio boat for
Yeah.
a number of years. So there's lots of options to get out in the water. If you want to watch from land, I'll give you a few places to try. Certainly, the outbound bridge opening in the morning, 8:30, St. Martin Yacht Club Bar and Restaurant, the St. Martin Yacht Club. Great spot to go have breakfast and watch all the activity. Again, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon for the inbound bridge every day. There may be an earlier special bridge, depending how the schedule lays out, but too soon to tell, and how the race schedule will lay out. Usually kind of the 3 o'clock, sometimes at the 2 o'clock as well. So we'll have to wait and see how that all plays.
I guess that's good to mention for traffic too, because basically it's going to be a longer bridge. So if you're stuck in traffic at 3 to 4, you might as well get out of your car
and go watch
and go have a Bloody Mary at the yacht club
and watch. You know what? We'll as the official bridge schedule becomes known and publicized, we'll share that on the air with everybody as well, so you can know from a viewing perspective. Certainly, as you head down Simpson Bay Beach, Mary's Boone, the Boone Beach Bar, great spot to watch. K Beach Club, a great spot to watch. D's Beach Bar, another great spot to watch. And they all have slightly different perspectives.
True.
Based on their location along the beach. They're all a little different.
Sunset Beach Bar, when you cut around the corner.
When you go around the corner, Sunset, a great spot to watch. The Boat Bar, another good spot. Other side of Maho. Then as you and then Mullet, maybe Mullet, a little. It's a little. You won't see much from there. And then as you go a little further down, if you happen to find yourself either somewhere on Bay Long, Plum Bay, Kupakoi, you'll get a good view of everything just on the beach, right?
Yeah, there's a little beach bar down there too.
You'll get on Kupakoi is
I just lost the name.
Danny's.
Yes. Okay.
That whole little stretch, there'd be a great way if folks are going up towards Anguilla and towards the Anguilla Channel.
Mhm.
Great way to watch. Then when we kind of spin around Plum Point at the top of the island, head towards Marigot. There's not a lot great viewing spots up there. On the days that we're going towards Grand Casse, Rainbow, a great spot.
Okay.
Captain Frenchie's, both great spots to go watch all the activity. I believe on Saturday they're going to have some inshore racing with the DM24 class, so you'll be able to watch that. Literally, it's the idea to set up some kind of stadium kind of racing
Oh yeah.
in Grand Casse, where you
Oh.
can watch everything will be up close
Oh.
and personal. You can see from the beach
That would
with the
be, yeah.
DM24s. Those are super fast trimarans.
What about that in Grand Cause Beach Club? It's called Sunset
That's a little.
Restaurant. That's too far off
That's
the
that's
point,
probably
'cause
too
it's
far.
choppy out there
It's
too.
probably too far down in the corner. Then when you come around the corner, and we go past Orient, you'll see everybody scream by. And that road that runs from Orleans out to Oyster Pond with the lookout point. I don't know what that road is called, but the one that if you were coming on the main road and you hung a left in the
Mhm.
middle of Orleans and went down around the
Okay.
water and came out towards Oyster Bay the back way,
Yeah.
there's that big lookout point right there.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about.
Um,
We usually stop there with like the Harley Davidson,
Yeah.
bike. Everybody. It's a big parking lot with a little
Like a tower.
castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good spot.
So you'll see a lot of stuff go by, especially on the around the island day. And then when you get into town, anywhere along Great Bay Beach, you're going to see everybody
think so.
scream by.
A lot of times they
Dutch
do
Bar-
always go down that. They almost start a race by going down there first.
Well, Dutch Barn
Towards-
Beach Bar. I don't think you will. Sometimes it really depends on the winds. It's rare that you see people tack up way up into Great Bay.
Yeah.
And then further along,
So it actually means DV Resort. If they have a little
Divvy and Bel
beach
Air.
bar there.
Divvy and Bel Air, you'll kind of see them go by.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll see some of the boats kind of tack up all the way into Little Bay and back out to pick up a lift. And
Oh, yeah?
It
Okay.
depends on the
Yeah.
course and stuff and the winds. And then, of course, when you get back to Simpson Bay, let's see, Buccaneer Beach Bar, any of the
Yeah.
any of the places up in Pelican that you can watch and see folks as they come around.
Mhm.
In the Simpson Bay Resort, Buccaneer Beach Bar, another great spot to watch all of the activities, and I think we've just took ourselves around the island. Those are kind of my
Yeah. just-
spots to go and watch. And hopefully we didn't give away any Mr. S's trade secrets for when he's roving, with his live roving reports.
I think that one lookout point was a good secret, though.
Hey S, are you in the studio? Come on in. Let's ask Mr. S. Where Martha, you come in the middle, and S will take the mic on the end, and he's the roving expert, the roving expert for the Regatta Radio team. Did I give any of your trade secrets?
No.
Okay. Would you like to share some of your trade secrets with us?
No. No, I'm kidding.
Bastard.
I'm kidding. No, because every year I go around, I announce where I am so
Yeah.
other people can go and watch too.
Yeah.
The problem sometimes is depending on how much wind you have, there's a huge disparity between the gunboats, the super fast big boats, and the smaller boat, and like the bear boats. And sometimes the gunboats will have finished the race while the bear boats are just getting to their first mark.
Yeah.
So if there's a lot of wind, you got to haul, and get a spot and just sit there and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Simpson Bay Beach is great. Especially if anywhere in Simpson Bay Beach, if you have binoculars,
Yeah, you're good.
it's great.
Because that's usually the start of finish line. So you see most of it.
There will be two start boats, one on one end of Simpson Bay, one on the other end of Simpson Bay, and I think that some of the kids, the young adult class, I think last year they put them right in front of like Mary's Boone ish.
Yeah, that's great.
And they had a little course going there for the.
I think
For
maybe
young
that's
generation,
that's
new
also
generation.
a trade secret. Then is really I think that the the start is super exciting because that's when the
It
boats
is.
are pretty much colliding, chasing each other, and trying to cut around a buoy to get going. So that's when you see them the closest, and
Yeah.
everybody kind of spreads out a little bit later, and then it's pretty to see the boats in action, but you don't have that closeness until you get to the finish line. But it's not as close as all the boats starting at one time.
The starts by far.
So if you have a camera and you want pictures, or if you have binoculars, of course, for the start, if you go to the Boone Beach Bar or to
Yeah.
K Beach Club and Restaurant, or this year D's, you may be able to get a good view of the start as well. Also, if you head on over to Pelican, or if you're staying in the resort there, if you walk all the way down to the end of the beach on the left,
Oh yeah.
sometimes, not always, but sometimes boats go very close to that area.
That
and
little
you can
beach
get
bar
good,
all the way at the tip there.
good
Yeah.
shots. Then you keep on going around. So sunset, it's a short-lived situation.
Mhm.
So you can watch them. They come very close in towards sunset. You can take pictures there. But then the really cool spot is if you go past Maho and you park at the Blue Mall and stand on the stone wall across the street from the Blue Mall. They've cut the bushes down and you
Oh.
can see all the way down to the ocean from the left side to the right side. It's almost 180 degrees of full boat action. That's a good spot for pictures.
So Kupukoi opposite Blue Mall.
Yeah,
Cool.
don't go to the beach because if you go to the beach, you'll only get like
Yeah.
90 degrees.
You'll have some cliff, and then they'll.
But if you
pass.
stand on that stone wall, you got a huge, plus you can get the ones in close and the ones far away.
Inside trade secrets.
Right.
So what type of boats are the ones I call the balloon boats, but they're the ones with the big billowing sails that are
So
always colorful?
you're-
Because
you're-
those
you're-
come out good on pictures.
Well,
Yes.
you're referring to a spinnaker, which is a type of sail, and those could be flown from any of the CSA
Oh,
classes, depending on how we have.
CSA.
But the wind has to be directly behind you in order to
Fly the chute.
fly a spinnaker.
And
So
those are the big, colorful sails. So
And then I also
And
for
generally, when-
pictures I like the trimarans. If we're gonna have some trimarans, I think we might have a couple this year. But they almost look like they're flying off the water. It's
well, those are
pretty
all
incredible.
the little DM-24s are all those little trimarans.
they usually, when they make the
Oh.
course, they make the start and finish. The finish line is usually downwind. So they try to make it so that all the spinnakers come out when the boats come in for the finish, if it's possible. And when that's the case, you're right. It's beautiful. Great pictures.
So that's always cool.
Then
stuff.
you're around the island race, of course. Then you got the French side.
Yeah.
It's a whole other situation. That's tough.
Yeah, there's what's the road called that we were talking between where the tower is?
Oh,
You know where I'm
so
talking about
between Oyster Bay Beach Resort
and Orleans.
And Orleans.
Right. That's a great spot
Just call it the Lookout, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah,
because there's always people parasailing and windsurfing and all this stuff in that area. So there's lots of stuff to take pictures of there.
That's always super
And it's
cool.
super windy there.
well, I think in St. Martin we can master, and that's why so many tourists like to come down here. We can master the art of doing nothing but doing something. So I think that, like, you come down when you're traveling to sit and get a tan and sit on the beach, and have a nice pina colada in your hand, and you've mastered the art of doing something with doing nothing. So, if you go to Boone Beach Bar or K's or whatever, and you sit there and you're actually doing something because you're watching the regatta going by. So
Well,
you're
yeah.
actually doing more than
just having a pina colada.
a beach day.
But
Rubber
then
ducky.
once they pass, you got to slam it and go to the next bar,
and have another
to the
one.
next spot.
And have another one.
That's
and
if
another
you really
one.
want to do something. Otherwise, you can kind of sit there and just, look at
Wait for the
pretty
finish.
You've
sailboats.
heard of the pub crawl. This is like the
regatta.
regatta race.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a different way of doing it. And then you get to see the whole island in one day too by kind of chasing
That's right.
and racing with
Yeah, so
them.
it's listen, the St. Martin Heineken Regatta in its 45th edition is just it's a spectacular event. It's a spectacular event to watch, and we'll give you lots of coverage here on Island 92 on Regatta Radio. And
I still think the best way to watch is being on a spectator boat, though. So I
Yeah.
do highly recommend that. Like you
And
said, as long as you have your sea legs.
get your sea legs for sure.
For sure.
For sure, and of course, the out and about will have the following week tons of
And
great pictures.
don't come even if you have sea legs, don't come too hungover because then you might be
Oh,
sick
no, no,
too.
no. Yeah,
Not on a
don't-
day like this.
No, 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 no. Come prepared and ready.
Yeah.
Come prepared and ready.
And even though you're going to be mixing up cocktails, don't go to the cocktails too early. Enjoy the event and then finish with a happy hour because it's a longer
Maybe that's
day.
what we're gonna make. I'm gonna have drunk Dr. Sock on
We-
Regatta Radio.
You need a little bandwidth for the party afterwards. So
Well,
you
that's
can't
true,
go,
too.
You can't go crazy in the morning.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But it's a whole weekend of events too, so you gotta have to pace yourself in a way. And the fact that the actual concerts this year are entirely free also means
is a
that
great thing.
you should be checking those out as well. So a full day on the water, but you need to be
Yeah, if
ready
you're-
for the nighttime.
If
too.
you're a spectator, and I used to be a pro at this, so I can give you good advice.
Uh-oh.
If you're thinking of, going 0 to 60 and then 60 to 120, you need to build up a tolerance the week before.
oh,
So start drinking the week before the regatta, so that by the time you get to the regatta week, you can hit it hard without being out of commission.
you have to build up a tolerance. I thought you were
Tolerance.
gonna. I guess you were gonna say clean out the system so you're ready.
No,
you
no,
went
no.
the other way.
If you're working and then you fly down here and go out the first night and have 6 beers, you're going to be dead the next day.
Yeah,
Mm.
no, you
But
gotta
if you have
pace
a
yourself.
week, built up, you could have 12 or 15 beers, no problem.
Pace
Okay,
yourself.
so listen to
Start
these
early.
guys. You got to make sure you're going out and about before the big festival.
By the way,
Exactly.
Martha, I have regards from you. Bogart is listening. He just sent me a WhatsApp note. He said he needs to say hello to Martha, hello to everybody, and he needs a chocolate croissant.
Ooh, I got one right here, but I'm about to eat it. Sorry.
think of the sailors and the racers. Do they just go out and race? No, they practice the week before.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
And
true.
if you're going to be
Practice
a real
makes perfect.
if you're going to be a real fan, you should do the same thing.
Love it. Out and about, available with today's Daily Herald. Every place the Daily Herald is sold.
Pick it up. It's a great hot seat with Jacob in it. They have all the parties listed for the whole weekend,
Ooh.
including some Remo birthday thing that's happening at Nowhere Special.
Awesome. Remo and the Barber.
Always
right?
something happening on the island of St. Martin.
We
Always,
never-
always an excuse to go out and about. So listen to your regatta coaches here and make sure you're going out now so that you can build up a
yes,
tolerance so that
now
you're
is
ready.
the time.
Now is the
Training.
time. So
This week, you have 2 weeks.
it's
Now
Thirsty
is the
Thursday
time.
tonight, right? So you
Now
gotta
is
be-
the time. Martha, always a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you to you and everyone at the Daily Herald for being part of our family for all these years. And we're glad we've talked about doing this for eons, and I'm glad we've finally been able to make it happen. And I think everybody kind of enjoys it too.
You have to stay in the moment because there's always something coming around next in this island. Right?
You never
it's
know.
why we live here. It's
Yeah.
not, it's there's some of these islands they have little events here and there.
And
I don't want to call out Anguilla or whatever. But
we don't have little. We don't do little stuff. We do big stuff.
I did hear your radio yesterday when Elvis's Beach Bar
Oh,
sounded
when-
like it was
when-
having a blast.
Oh,
yesterday.
listen, on Wednesday, that's
That
the night
sounds fun.
that they have a huge reggae beach party every Wednesday. They start at like 2:00 in the afternoon. Their goal is to make you miss dinner.
Yeah.
Sometimes that party doesn't stop until Wednesday
Exactly.
I
of the
believe
next
it.
week.
Well,
Exactly.
I heard about the mega sports section TVs, which
Yeah.
sounds nice. So
No, he has a great sound system, a huge TV at Elvis's.
fun
So,
place.
So
Fun
you should
place.
go over and do something from there one day.
Yeah, that would be fun.
We'll
That's
make a trip.
nice place.
We'll
yeah.
make a trip over.
All right,
We'll,
cool.
we'll do something fun with Brett and the whole gang from Elvis's Beach Bar. 10:47. I'm way late. And thank you to Martha from Out and About. Thank you for Mr. S for sticking your head in. We appreciate the expertise. And we'll be right back.